Welcome back to Nation of Glory, the channel where we share powerful and emotional stories of legends who fought, fallen, and risen again to inspire millions around the world. Today, we bring you the story of a man who turned pain into purpose, dreams into destiny, and challenges into championships. A man who defined an era of wrestling and became a symbol of passion, resilience, and never giving up. This is the emotional journey of Adam Joseph Copeland, the man the world knows as Edge, one of the greatest performers in wrestling history. Adam Copeland was born on October 30, 1973, in Orangeville, Ontario, Canada. His story begins not in fame, but in struggle, a story of a boy raised by a single mother who worked tirelessly to make ends meet. Adam's father left before he was born, and his mother Judy became his entire world. She worked multiple jobs, often skipping her own meals so he could eat. To her, Adam was everything. To him, she was the hero who taught him strength. As a kid, Adam fell in love with wrestling. It wasn't just entertainment to him, it was magic. He would sit for hours watching stars like Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, and Macho Man Randy Savage. The energy, the passion, the storytelling, it spoke to his soul. He told his mother, "One day, that's going to be me." She smiled, not because it sounded realistic, but because she knew her son meant it. Adam didn't grow up rich. He didn't have fancy gyms or trainers. What he had was heart. He trained wherever he could, in small gyms, in local clubs, sometimes even in the cold Canadian air. He worked odd jobs to pay for his wrestling gear and training. He gave everything to the dream. And his mother was always there, front row, cheering him on. In 1992, Adam started wrestling on the independent circuit. He was young, hungry, and fearless. Those early days were tough, long drives, low pay, and small crowds. But every time he stepped into that ring, he knew he was one step closer to his dream. His charisma, athleticism, and drive quickly caught attention. In 1998, his life changed forever when he signed with WWE. He made his television debut under the name Edge, a mysterious, intense character who came through the crowd with energy that electrified everyone. Fans didn't know what to expect, but they couldn't look away. At first, Edge was quiet, the dark, brooding type. But soon, his talent started to shine. His high-flying moves, his fearless dives, his passion, he was unlike anyone else. And as he teamed up with his real-life best friend Christian, the two created one of the most iconic tag teams in WWE history. Edge and Christian weren't just wrestlers, they were entertainers. Their combination of humor, athleticism, and creativity made them fan favorites. Together, they won multiple tag team championships, and their ladder matches became legendary. The tables, ladders, and chairs TLC matches between Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, and the Dudley Boys redefined wrestling. Every night they risked their bodies for the fans, and every time, they delivered. But Edge wanted more. He wasn't content with just being part of a team. He wanted to prove he could stand on his own. When he finally broke out as a singles competitor, the world saw the fire inside him. He became known as the Rated R Superstar, a persona that pushed limits, stirred controversy, and captivated millions. He wasn't just a wrestler, he was a storyteller. He could make fans cheer, cry, or hate him, sometimes all in the same night. And he backed it all up in the ring. He won the Money in the Bank ladder match, cashed it in to become WWE champion for the first time, and started a legacy that would put him among the greats. Edge's career was full of glory, but it was also full of pain. Years of physical punishment took their toll. The tables, ladders, and falls that made him famous were also destroying his neck. By 2011, the pain became unbearable. Doctors gave him devastating news: his neck was so severely injured that continuing to wrestle could paralyze him or even kill him. In April 2011, Edge stood in the middle of the WWE ring with tears in his eyes. The fans, his peers, and the entire wrestling world watched as he made one of the hardest announcements of his life. "I have to retire," he said softly, fighting to hold back tears. The crowd went silent. He thanked his fans, his friends, and especially his mother, the woman who believed in him when no one else did. As he placed the championship belt down in the center of the ring, he wasn't just leaving wrestling, he was leaving behind the dream he had lived since childhood. It was heartbreaking. For many, it felt like the end of an era. After his retirement, Edge tried to move on. He focused on acting, appearing in shows like Haven and Vikings. He started a family with his wife, Beth Phoenix, another WWE Hall of Famer. They built a life together away from the spotlight, raising two beautiful daughters. He found peace, but deep down, a part of him still longed for the ring. Then, something incredible happened. After years of rest, recovery, and rehabilitation, Edge began to feel something he hadn't felt in a long time: strength. He trained quietly, testing his limits, consulting doctors, and working on his body. And after nearly 9 years, doctors told him something he thought he'd never hear again: you can wrestle. In January 2020, at the Royal Rumble, his music hit and the world exploded. The moment Edge walked through that curtain again, the crowd erupted in tears, cheers, and pure emotion. It was one of the greatest returns in wrestling history. Fans cried. Edge cried. Even the toughest wrestlers backstage couldn't hold it in. The man who was once told he'd never wrestle again was back, stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. His comeback wasn't about titles or fame. It was about love: love for the business, love for the fans, and love for the little boy who once dreamed big in Canada. Edge didn't just come back to fight, he came back to inspire. He told the world, no matter how many times life knocks you down, you can always find a way back. During his second run, he gave unforgettable matches against stars like Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. Each match wasn't just a fight, it was a story of redemption. In 2023, Edge closed his WWE chapter again, but not as a broken man. This time, he walked away on his own terms. He left standing tall, proud, and grateful. And then, he surprised everyone once again. In 2023, Edge, now wrestling under his real name, Adam Copeland, debuted in All Elite Wrestling AU. When his music hit that night, the world felt that same magic again. It wasn't about switching companies, it was about continuing the journey, the dream, and the love for wrestling that had never left his heart. Adam Copeland's story is about more than championships or fame. It's about never giving up on what you love. It's about falling and getting back up, no matter how hard it hurts. It's about fighting for your dreams, even when the world says it's over. He once said, "You think you know me. But what fans truly know is this: Adam Copeland is not just a wrestler, he's a survivor, a dreamer, and a man who proved that passion has no expiration date." From a little boy raised by a hardworking mother to a Hall of Famer who inspired millions, his story reminds us that every ending can be a new beginning. And that's the story of Adam Copeland, Edge, the man who refused to stay down, who turned pain into power, and who showed the world that true legends never retire. They just keep rising. Thank you for watching this emotional journey on Nation of Glory. If this story inspired you, please hit the like button, share it with someone who needs motivation today, and subscribe for more heart-touching stories from the world of Hollywood, wrestling, and beyond. Until next time, keep believing, keep fighting, and remember, dreams never die. They just wait for your comeback. High voltage sign fire.